flexible. Here we see targeting the Nico of Keria and taking out the Faker Orianna.
If I'm T1, I would ban Maokai. That's what I'm saying. The EU tree, Finn, that's surely got to be the priority.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see the third ban coming soon. I imagine it's either going to be the Maokai like they did game 1, or it's going to be the Varus. I mean, in general, Varus is the stronger pick, but GG's had so much success on that Maokai, and it's such a comfort pick. And going down 0-1 in the series, you really need to put your players on something that they know works, something they can perform at, and something that really pulls the team together into one unity. And I think for G2, that pick has been Maokai historically, but obviously it's not never going to be easy against T1.
And they're going to leave the Maokai open, actually. It definitely looks pretty enticing, but I'm not sure about a first pick here. The Varus not going to be on the cards. Still some strong stuff left available. I mean, we only saw Lucian Braum and the Senna down there, but also some strong mid lane. Control mages still up. So what are G2 going to go for? They're spending their entire time, and it is the Maokai choice.
What a classic.
I think we might see a Vi as a response here that would be quite standard for T1. Also, the Gwen is now up and available, something Doran has played a lot. The Gwen and the Vi work pretty good tandem, but we can also try to secure bot lane. Varus is out, Senna is out, which is like 2 of the prime AD carries. If you want to pick a strong laning AD carry, Guma had a great game of Corki yesterday, despite them losing in the end. Something you could lean towards, but the Gwen is something they've picked so much, and something that most top laners at this tournament seems to think is the best top laners blind.
And generally, as a rule at the LCK, you don't give Owner Vi. He is one of the guys you do not give this champion to. I know the champ has fallen off a little bit in terms of priority, and that's why it does fall through the draft here, and with the prio on the pick of the Maokai for Skumont, it does make sense in that facet, but I think it still does stand that you do not want to give that pick over to Owner, so a fantastic 1-2, extreme comfort for the side of T1, although BB at least will be playing that Jax into the Gwen.
I'm glad it's moving away from the Jace that we saw yesterday. Didn't really accomplish much. Didn't really do what we wanted to see from a Jace. I was screaming at him to pick the Jax, but he ended up doing it now. It is something he's had so much success on. Solo killing Bin in this matchup, being really comfortable in this. Now Caps doesn't have to pick his mid lane if he doesn't want to. Alistar kind of, when Rel is out, Alistar kind of rises in prio. That Rel and Nautilus is like the main 2 supports, and now Alistar Rakan kind of starts getting their way back into the drafts in the second and third games.
So for T1 here, I want to advance the draft. I was going to say, do you take Sylas here with Alistar locked in blind? Normally it's an Ahri pairing, but Faker on Sylas here, what an angle.
I mean, it's gigantic. I think it's a great call from you, Asterix. Not only is the Alistar there, which is really the main pick you want, but it's also better Maokai, as we love to call it, especially when Maokai was very meta. You know, they throw out a Twisted Advance, you throw out a Twisted Advance. Or, if you're in a better spot, you have the Unbreakable Will, you can frontline for the team and you have incredible engage and tankiness with your Vi. And I don't know, it just feels like a slam dunk pick for Faker in this game.
Yeah, a lot of options for Faker with the Sylas pick, is, as you highlight beautifully. And now we will see what Caps wants to play into it. I was thinking about that Yone that is rightfully being taken away quite fast by T1. Rise as well, something that Sylas could struggle against. What I see in T1's comp is a pretty short range comp that really wants to dive. So I don't know if Caps wants to pull it out, but I'm thinking like something like a Cassio would work great into those champions that really can kite back. We're gonna see what he wants to play. Meanwhile, they're just targeting the strong pairing with the supports. The Karma Estral that we saw yesterday, or the Syra Khan that has been very prominent this tournament, is being taken out as Gumayushi returns to one of his comforts, I would say.
That's a bit of range into there as well for G2. I feel like they're gonna throw a Hail Mary here as well. Hansama last game, having the same impact. That is not what we mean.
We might see Corki come out.
That is not what we mean. Hans Draven. What do you think about the Draven angle here? Sivir too safe. Okay. Also a popular AD carry.
Sivir is great against all the dive that T1 has. One of the AD carries that has a little bit of security with that spell shield also really bounces off. But the Tristana is something that Caps really plays a lot. And the Caps split push is something that is such a menace in Europe, where he disappears for 5 minutes, goes to side lane, and suddenly re-enters the game with a 10,000, no, not 10,000, 1,000
gold lead.
Gold influx. And now Skumont is going to be that solo ape Maokai, probably going to go towards the Leandris and Bloodletter's Curse, and we're going to have to see how Caps plays this matchup, because while Caps is stronger in 1v1, we know that Owner and Keria really likes to give Faker that extra hand and really likes helping him get through those early lanes.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a lot of help with that Vi and the Bard, as you did mention. Bard, it's Jhin Bard. Like, we've seen this so many times from the side of Guma and Keria. Can be a little bit iffy into the Sivir, for sure. I think she can dodge a lot just by running away from the Jhin and being able to dodge a lot of his abilities, but also the ult from the Bard we saw, unfortunately, in some of our past games here at EWC. Not very good into Sivir, which is not a big surprise, right? So, at least the ultimate part of his kit. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I think it's a lot of comfort. It's a very nice composition rounding out from the side of T1. You have fantastic follow-up with the Jhin Bard behind it and tons of setup for pick potential with those things. But there's still a lot of tools on the side of G2 that can kind of keep T1 at a distance as well.
Bard, something that usually comes out later in the draft, but it is really good against these immobile AD carries and mages in general. And you might think, well, G2 doesn't have that, but how the Tristana W interacts with Bard ult is that because of the big wind-up with the Tristana jump, she just gets knocked down if she tries to jump out of it. Yeah. So it kind of works as a great picking tool against Tristanas, because a lot of them tries to get out of it with the jump, but they just end up being caught by it and then standing there without jump after the effect ends. So I like the pick, and to me, Keria is one of the only people that is allowed to play Bard. He always puts on crazy numbers and a crazy show playing this champion. I remember some of the amazing plays he's made at Worlds with this champion around the bot lane tier 1, and going to this game, we need to see more from G2 than we did in game 1, that's for sure.
We definitely do. The onus is on them. It's a single best of 3 elimination, but also the final destination is 3rd place. T1 with a win here secure. G2 with a win go to game 3. They put up a brilliant fight against Genji only yesterday, whereas T1 got blown out of the water by AL, who are now waiting in the finals after this. Remember that finals will follow this series. This is going to be the last game's biggest question. I see comfort again. You guys are talking about the Bard on Keria. I see Guma on Jhin. I see Faker in a great Silas angle. Bolt, as you were just saying, that Owner, a lot of people do not give him this champion.
Leave him alone, is fishing.
Oh, one. Oh. Hang on. Hold.
I love the grin.
Does he get the 10? Wait. Hold. Hold. Oh.
No,
hang on. No, wait. He's got one more in him.
One more try. Can he do it?
All eyes on him.
Broken play. You make it or you fake it.
Oh, hey, show me.
Hey,
fishing.
Don't worry about the invade. Don't worry, he's out. Hey, what did he get? Oh, okay. Thank you. Observers, actually, go to Big W. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, if the invade happened, chat, don't worry, wouldn't have covered it. This Skimon, the late invade. Oh, Faker's on him, flash away from the abscond abduct, and Caps can't do a thing but watch. Now, Skimon has no flash, and he's got no camp to start. At least Caps gets a good trade on Faker, but that's about it.
I mean, honestly, he got away with only flash from there. That is not too bad. Yeah. I was really scared that they would end up more than that, but I guess Vi level 1 isn't that powerful. Also, Gwen doesn't want to go too far away from her top lane when Jax is standing here on the wave, so we'll just be the flash and a little bit of delay on the clear, but they're trading on the bot lane here. Hansama using that barrier early and probably using the heal. It's pretty tough for the G2 side at this early levels.
It's going to feel fantastic here for Guma and Keria. They should be able to hit level 2 here first, which Keria already did, so he's getting in their face, as you do against the Alistar. Very curious about the Gwen versus the Jax. Broken Blade very confidently in the draft, immediately picked up the Jax into this blind pick Gwen, who has gone for the Ignite, actually, so Doran does not have the flash in this matchup.
And the logic with the Ignite on Gwen is that normally when you go play Gwen, Jax can just jump on you and kind of trade you, but with the Ignite, suddenly if you just hold your ground, you have enough damage to kind of win that extended all-in, so makes it a little bit harder for Jax to just force trades onto you as you kind of get to keep that jump, but Faker is, you know.
Wait for the abscond abduct. It matters everything here as Owner comes in, and Volt Breaker trying to predict. Instead, Caps doesn't get out. Abscond abduct missed, so Caps actually gets away with a light trade.
Yeah, kind of interesting there. There was a ward in the river that did spot Owner, which is actually pinged by T1. It looks like he was able to hop over the wall and avoid it. So Caps didn't know, but he was also very safe, and Skimon was right there. So at the end of the day, not amounting to all too much, as the bottom lane still going pretty well here for T1.
Making really good trades here. Nice. Doran is getting very chunked. Probably has the base now, he's going to get dove, so not fun to base. He's probably going to get either a Ruby Crystal or an Amp Tome come back. Let's see if we can deny that cannon minion. Well done. And now Doran is a sad, sad sister lady, and she's gonna have to come back with just a little Amp Tome, and probably Brokenblade can get a better base here and probably start really getting control of this matchup on this bounce, because that's when Gwen kind of struggles, when Jax can just walk up on the wave and she has to fight you, and if you manage to actually cue those Gwen snips really well, then you dodge a lot of her damage and can look for the all-ins. Obviously with a Grasp you don't have that really extended all-in threat, but still. Brokenblade quite happy with his lane state, I would say.
Yeah, he picks up a bit of cooldown reduction and a longsword as well, sorry, ability haste. As I'm completely wrong, Owner, we're back to the scene of the crime. This is where Skewmon lost his flash earlier. But Bramble Smash is so good at camp taking, and Skewmon just smites down for the steal.
Yeah, I mean, any amount that you can steal away from the Vi and delay a level 6 spike for Owner is going to be fantastic, obviously, as that gank potential from the Vi just levels up so much from there. As once again, we see Doran kind of struggling in this one, looking for another trade. He's down a level.
That ignite. Oh, but he flashes behind the snip, waiting for the counter-strike. It's Brokenblade. Not sure on the time, but as he bops away, Doran wins it out.
Yeah, and that's the power of the ignite. Suddenly you can't just jump on Gwen and fight her, because Gwen, if you jump on her and she just keeps holding her ground, rubbling,
but hang on, counter-strike's back up and available. All it takes is a jump in, but Brokenblade has had to jump back. Now Owner's here. No flash for Brokenblade, up against the wall. A Vault Breaker simple, but Owner autos in for first blood. The Brovs come up to help out, but Kerry is quickly behind. And G2 uses it as a swap, but it's still T1 walking away with the gold.
It's a disaster for Brokenblade. He was feeling confident because Labrov was coming there, but Owner was a little bit closer. And now he dies, and it won't be in time to catch that big bot wave that Gumushi is now crashing. And a big lead for T1 already. Impatience by Brokenblade, and I feel like if you play it a little bit slower, your bot lane is coming, Gwen is stuck there, she has no TP, you would be fine there, but he really saw kill with his eyes, but wasn't good enough at this time.
Yeah, I mean, Brokenblade has had some star performances on the Jax, and I think he saw it as his moment to look for the outplay. It can be a very tense matchup, especially when the Gwen does have the ignite, but instead, as you mentioned, he oversteps, and Owner's right there ahead of the play, makes it happen, flashes in just to make sure 100% that Brokenblade would be punished for the play. And so that's going to be huge. I mean, you got this Gwen now ahead. The Vi also is accelerated. Doesn't have his flash, but he's going to hit level 6 relatively soon and might look for a follow-up gank at some point here. Area just hanging around mid.
Quite sad for Skewmon, who was doing really well in the early game, taking away the Raptors from Owner, but now Owner getting one kill kind of equalizes that lead and gonna come into the next fight kind of on even terms. Both hitting level 6 now. Vi needs 1, maybe 2 more camps for level 6, so Skewmon having that slight lead still is going to try to get that dragon while
Barrier.
Owner is stuck farming camps.
Skewmon just pulling out the summoners out of Hans, and simply Hans just doesn't want to fall too far behind on HP. As we talked about, Dragon, the next objective, sitting there waiting, already started up, and Skewmon has brought Scuttle in with it as well, so a nice Bramble Smash here to continue the aggro, while Labrov's sitting on a ward, but for T1, trying to play this through multiple angles for now.
It's very bold of T1 to try to contest. His Owner is only level 5. He's a little bit away from level 6, but...
Yeah, and Doran just walked in. I mean, this is just bad from T1. Doran, I don't know what they were thinking here, but bold, definitely a short word, Finn.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have flash. I don't understand where all that confidence came from to walk up against 4 people. Big punish by G2, getting the dragon and that kill onto Doran is really nice for Brokenblade. Now he's going to be left alone with his bottom tower. Probably with Demolish going to get 1 or 2 plates and come back with probably a Sheen and almost a Phage. So really nice for Brokenblade to kind of get back from that early little mishap.
Yeah, the comeback is pretty huge here for G2 after what happened early on. I think that he was standing next to Keria, who's Bard, and he's like, oh, I can Magical Journey out of this. It was like some very kind of, this false safety in his mind, especially because his team was trying to collapse and trying to make their way into this fight, but obviously it's a mistake, and Keria just leaves him alone. I don't think even a Magical Journey gets him out here, and it comes out late, but yeah, just a bit of a mistake from Doran. He knows it, and G2 will capitalize.
It's like when you and your kid did something naughty when you were young, and then the friend you went with just runs away and leaves you there to face all the consequences.
True, not my problem. T1 dropping that kill didn't really lead to anything apart from losing the dragon. Now, of course, a bit of gold for G2, as we're saying, but grubs are being taken. And against Tristana, against the Jax side laning, does feel like T1 getting all 3 grubs, or at least 2 here, is still a bit of a win. Caps, Abscond Duck not going to find him as Buster Shot taken away by Faker. And Orna is going to go for all 3.
Look at Skewmon on bot. He's looking for this Gwen without flash behind there. They're trying to get a cross map going, but Doran respects, but he walks over a ward. And I think Broken Blade is gonna try to step up now. Difficult to get the ult on Maokai because of the immune, but...
But I mean, a counter-strike is not going to be difficult. It's going to run right into a circle. Doran sends up and he gets the armor MR from his lovely circle, but he's on the wrong side of the rift. Nature's Grasp will lay her down, and now that Needlework's done, there's no extra healing, no incentive. Owner's coming in, but not in time. Kill, unfortunately, goes over to Skumon, but more AP on G2. Might just be what the doctor ordered.
Impatience by T1. It reminds me of that play yesterday where Ono was getting a dragon, and then Gumuyushi and Kerry ends up dying on the weak side. Now Doran does the same thing. Ono was coming there to help him push out the way, but 5 seconds away, he gets a little bit impatient and tries to go for it before he actually has the help close by in proximity.
Yeah, G2 now up about 500 gold. Guma's doing a good job in this lane. He's going to open up with the ult.
He's going to at least find the minion wave. Maybe Hans, if he can dodge everything, which he does. He barriers in the end. Fancy feet, but nervous fingers. Pulls out another summoner.
Area's still here. I mean, Hans is extremely low with no barrier. There's a chance.
Oh, they want to full shot Q this. There's no ignite from Carrier, though. There's flash from Labrov onto Guma.
Guma is on the way, though.
Probably thought something else was happening. Full shot. Deadly Flourish will not kill here. Guma does not have himself the collector yet, but meanwhile, Caps in mid lane. Vault breaker there, flash from Owner. No chance to react with a chain lash. Well done. I mean, there's a reason you're telling me that Owner should not be given Vi.
Yeah, I mean, he knows all the angles. And Tristana, you think about one of these very safe mid laners, especially Caps with flash, but just trying again to push in that final wave, and he just gets caught against a Vi who has flash. And Owner's so good at lining up the Q, flashing on in, and just giving the Tristana no chance at all. You think about the champion itself should be fine.
Let me in.
Not Caps this time.
Carrier just wants to stop the back of Hans Sama, and Labrov is just the bodyguard.
A great play by Owner here, using sweeper so he knows he's unspotted. From Fog, it's very hard to react to a Vi Q flash.
Yeah.
Can't really do much here as Caps. You can probably hug the other side more, but your Alistar is top side, your Maokai is top side. So it feels very safe to hug that side, knowing that's around the area they are. But
true. And Tempered Fate used. We come back to live, and Labrov's scored out. Now, Labrov has no flash. He's got a teleport alternatively. They're not going to help him. He dies, drops down, T1. Crawling in gold again as just members. These carries are getting up. Look at Guma. Guma is 30 CS up, and he just got a kill. So there is a very big problem in the 80 carry position again. It's onto Caps. It's just a dive in. Faker now has the Unbreakable Will. He gets past the Nature's Grasp, but Owner getting chunked out. Caps at full lethal tempo. It's nice for G2. They've got an angle here, but Faker out with the Abscond Abductor. Meanwhile, Hun, some of the dive doesn't go well. Carry a Magical Journey. Curtain call there. The first shot from Guma takes away Han Sama. A trade cross map here as things are getting a bit bloody, but Faker, Abscond Abduct, he's back in with the Kingslayer. Abscond doesn't connect. Faker now getting space, and Caps knows he has nothing. Waiting for those cooldowns. There's a rocket jump, but Caps will not take it. 200 HP for both as we're diving now. Okay, we're playing bot lane as well. Every side of the map is my map here as G2 get another kill.
And it's actually across the map. So many individual plays happening at the same time. Carrier barely missing that redemption, being too far away to put it on Doran's head. He ends up going down there. Brockman, you probably can't get this wave. You gotta be a little bit careful here. There's a Bard Portal and a Vi coming your way. You gotta run away.
Kill again. Broken Blade's just gonna run, but yeah, that was greedy, and he's going to pay the iron price. Owner, another kill as Caps is now getting mid, and I love it. We started a little bit brisk, but we have turned into a full-on jog in Game 2 again.
We're just up in the tempo. You know, game number 1, that's the way it went. Game number 2, we're right back into it.
Yeah.
And maybe some more action here. Nope, not really going to happen. Oh, I say that. Faker going in, going out.
Boy, really strong though, hitting this tower. That's 3 plates.
It's gigantic.
For another.
And Carrier jumps in disrespect. The flash away lethal tempo almost kills him. Carrier's flash now down, and Caps, the Yuntal, is paying dividends here for the mid laner.
It's time to track Caps on the side lane, because he might try to make his magic that he always does in the LEC, where he just goes to side lane and starts pushing. Doesn't have the grubs, but he will still destroy those towers if left alone. And
TP.
It's always been a pressure point. Terra keep is in here, but I don't think there's anything to get down there.
Dragon given over. G2 will pick up number 2, and this is kind of like game 1. G2 had early Dragon control. T1 started winning fights more and more, and then losing out as Guma's just jumped on by Caps. Again, we're doing this as Caps has the ulti. There's the flash Labrov. It gets it matched by Guma. The ulti in. Oh, no. So close. The curtain calls bring you back. That's revenge in an instant, and Caps just got crapped.
Yeah, I mean, Guma is just styling on them today. He has made Hans Sama just a non-factor in the side lane. He baits them in. I don't know if that was on purpose, but he gets the final word in and the final shot straight into Caps' back. And he's going to be the big carry for T1 if they end up winning this game.
Finn, you got to respect that play, surely. That's like looks amazing if it works at the 50 HP. Looks bad if it doesn't.
I was really close. He was looking for the ultimate into the attack that you've seen 15 times, I'm sure. But he doesn't end up getting that attack at the back end of that Tristana ult and ends up looking a little silly because of it. Doran is up baiting Broken to jump in, but I think Broken sniffs out the carry in the background, seeing those hot chocolates or whatever those are behind him. I don't think he's going to get baited in there.
Is that what they are?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back and summarize what happened there. Caps looking for the angle here. You're gonna see really confidence play here. LeBron looking for the flash combo. He finishes out, but now he's looking for the auto, but just out of range to get the last out attack. But no, I mean, you see the confidence of Caps. You know this kind of caliber of player he is. He goes for those plays and sometimes doesn't end up working out, but you feel good having a player like that on your team. You want your mid laner to see those angles and go for them, even if they don't always end up in your favor.
That bloke knows. He's like, oh, man. You can't love him at his best if you don't respect him at his worst. Something like that. Well, you know, I'm there for you. Skumon, Bramble smash away. We're fighting again. Really good. Twisted advance. Skumon outplayed it, but the Tempered Fate is two-man. Caps, rocket jump to safety for a better spot. Owner on his head. He's just got this Caps auto attack after auto attack. Lebrov now in a bad spot. Unbreakable will stolen from Faker, but Lebrov's will do nothing. He stands there to die as T1 get the fight win, but Broken Blade versus Doran, a 1v1. BB getting redemption for MSI. G2 walking it back with a curtain call on the Caps. It's Carrier, you little rat. He steals it away with a cosmic binding.
Carrier should have had a little bit more trust in Guma to hit that final shot. It would have been, I think, a 4th kill here for the Jin. But yeah, Faker's TP just a little bit quicker than Caps getting over there. And they're able to not only get the Alistar, but also pick up Caps. And yes, Broken Blade at least able to win the 1v1 in the side lane. Doran now at 0-4. They're going to have to do something about that because that is the big weakness right now for T1.
Will be the feats of valor for G2 taking that tower down there. Actually, maybe not yet. It's my bad. But yeah, big solo kill by BB onto Gwen. That's why you give him Jax. Baker tries to go and has the Alistar. Feels very confident. But
yeah.
Sure, you are tanky, but you are not immortal.
There's 3 people there, and for G2, they're really relying on Lebrov to find a good engage. But Faker's quite slippery. Protobelt in the inventory, and as you said so well, it's the unbreakable will that gives him confidence. Faker really the only one keeping trail with their opposite laner, whereas you see on the other side, 80 carry top. Big leads individually. Let's look at this play one more time.
Look at Owner. He actually misses the Q flash onto Skuma. It makes the play look a little bit awkward. I thought he messed up here by missing that combo, but in the end, Carrier's ult buys so much time for Gumayushi to come here, walk up, and all these Thunder Sky procs by Owner, the redemption, the shields. He's so tanky. Despite overcommitting so far with your flash, he doesn't end up going down, and Lebrov walks a little bit too far forward, and we don't have the boys there.
Maybe it's redemption arc already onto Gumayushi. He's got no flash available. Lebrov's angle is so superb. His pulverize sets up Skumon to come down, but Carrier's ulti. The Tempered Fate. No, it's a shutdown. Hans Sama, gold back, and that started off Lebrov being initiative.
Massive pick there onto Gumayushi. Really clever by Lebrov to know that he has no flash, go from behind, and headbutt him in first, and then save your pulverize for when he's trying to escape. Buying time for Doran to come in there.
You know what?
I'm in trouble.
If there's one member you can keep exposing, it's Doran. Onto Lebrov, though, he's been ignited down. The needlework is denied, and Doran is 0-5 right now. That's G2's hope as Caps is trying to auto-attack this one out, and again, Carrier's walking in. Magical Journey. Caps is going to take it. Owner's following. He's got a cease and desist. Great cosmic binding as T1 bring Faker into the mix.
Yeah, I mean, looking for that angle there was Faker, but Caps smartly is going to back away. It does feel like the tides are turning a bit into the favor of G2, or at least it's getting back towards even, just with how gigantic Broken Blade is on this Jax, and he just keeps getting fed. I mean, Doran's stepping very far up in the lane with no vision in his own jungle, and Broken Blade and the whole team is coming in.
Oh, if he gets this tier 2, he will be a rich, rich man. Try to run away now. The Gwen will TP on him. He will probably die for that. Caps fighting on top side as well.
But Faker's taking his ulti. Lebrov helping out, and Faker's just going to disengage him to the wrong side of the rift, but G2 have 3 members, and Faker has no hijack. Nature's Grass going to line as Broken Blade losing on the other side of the map. He got in it for this. It is going to be a trade, but remember, the croc comes out. At least G2 got a turret for it. Faker's buying a bit of time here as Guma's going to push mid. And I think right now, if Faker gets out, it's criminal behavior. Flash match Caps, ordering redemption, heals him up. Faker waiting with the pivot. Fate.
Yes.
Faker's out. They've also opened up mid lane, and they get Dragon T1. That is for sure criminal behavior.
He can't keep getting away with it. How does he escape these positions time after time after time? There's 3 men on him. You don't have an Alistar ult. There looks like there's no way to get out of that, but he just manages to do it every single time, and it's just... Oh, it just keeps happening. Heartbreaking for G2 because Jax was dying there on the bot side. We get to see this play from the man himself.
Yeah, I mean, Faker does a great job here. You see that Caps has to respect, but really, props also to Keria, who just seems to be everywhere on the map, right? You see the pings coming in, he gets the redemption down, even the Tempered Fate was coming in. He's been in every single team fight, has been Keria, and that's why his Bard is world-class.
Gromp is a paid actor.
Yeah, for sure.
That too.
I mean, the escapes, what a classic. T1. Really, they're escaping any allegations that were made after AL. In fact, after the semi-final performance, this series has been a lot of fun, but also for T1 mainly. And one of their cleaner performances here at EWC. Owner again on a carry performance. Guma, 2 items plus the armor advanced. Like, these lanes are big. The only saving grace right now is that Doran is 0-5 on his Gwen, and Broken Blade has 2 items for G2.
I just want to highlight that G2's free out-attack based champions. Maybe we get a fight there, but yeah, G2's free out.
Tempered Fate, we are going to get a fight indeed. Skewmont has been kept in place, but look at Ona with the flanking angle. G2 getting snipped, collapse. Fake has the unbreakable will. Ona holds his out, Caps gets a buffer, but the rest of G2 are left alone in a pit with the Demon King and his 4 spawnlings. Again, the collapse on T1. Imminent as Broken Blade finally joins in, stops the curtain call, but as he runs in, he finds them all. 5 members of T1. He disengages, but absconded duck, blind in the end. Chain Lash, Counter-Strike, it's melee versus melee, but G2 have lost the battle and the war of attrition as Skewmond will run to his death on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift with Atakan being taken. It's clear that T1 want to show they're the 3rd best here.
Yeah, this is what T1 does. 5 men show up for the fight. They go for it. Even though the Tempered Fate doesn't do a whole lot, it sets them up for success. And Caps has to jump out so early in this fight as he was threatened, and the rest of the team just kind of got left in the pit and alone. Also, Broken Blade a little bit late to this fight. So T1, everybody's there just chomping down on the weak bits.
It's as you say, Valdez, Caps having to jump out in the beginning of the fight just means that despite they're using the Viol on him, they still don't have the damage to fight back. Broken is TP being a little bit too far away as well, joins the fight too late, and it's an easy cleanup for T1. Broken tries to make something happen here at the back end of that fight, but it's just so difficult when your Silver goes down so early.
And Finn, I see you're holding your hotel key. You're assuming that right now, you know, T1 are just going to clear this up 2-0. It's obviously not an early night. We have finals after this, but I see what you're insinuating. You know?
What am I insinuating?
Where did that come from? Where did your hotel key come from?
Where are you going, Finn? We got another.
You think it's over?
Left.
No, but
God forbid a man has coping mechanisms for stress.
It's got to be, I mean, fair enough. EU caster watching G2 right now, their downfall, but maybe their pick off. Nature's Grasp again, but Guma gets out of it. Joe jumping in his Broken Blade rather as he gets out. Guma got out. How did Guma get out? Now he can play Ranger with the curtain call. Dorat, who's been 0-5, adds a bit of flavor into the mix. Owner against the wall. Faker does the same. Broken Blade does get a shutdown, but again, he's got to find a little bit more deadly flourish with the layering of Oli. Doran runs in, G2 getting low, but so are T1. It's scrappy, but Cap ran in against Faker, and he gets shown his maker. T1 with another win.
Looked like Broken was doing so much on the back end there. Solo killing Keria. I thought he was going to flank and kill them all there, but Faker being so strong in this game. They're really spacing out that Counter-Strike well and ends up killing him before he gets much done.
Look what they get from it as well.
I mean, this game is going off the rails once again as now Hansama.
I see that. I
don't know
about it.
I think he might die.
Yeah, I think Doran made the right choice.
Okay.
Not to go in there. He is not the Fed member. He is still sitting on 1 item in this game. And yeah, this just sets up once again over here in the blue side. Keria is just, it feels like he's doing everything when he's playing the Bard. He's setting up the exhaust angles. Guma does get caught, but Keria keeps him alive as well. Ow. And it's like, what can't this man do?
This is an enemy team Bard here. You see Broken jumps onto Gumayushi there and now starts chasing down Keria on the back end, but Doran buys a lot of time here with the Morning Mist, and while he gets knocked out of it, you see Broken Blade killing Keria, and here I thought the fight was really good for G2, but Skuman ends up dying really fast to that Faker and Owner combo, and here, while the stuns land and knockups collapse, I don't think the CC layering was that good there for G2. I think if LeBron waited a little bit until after the Counter-Strike stun had finished to go for the knockup, maybe that would have been a better fight, but in the end, just really clutch play by T1 here.
So annoying as well, this Bard, as you said, it definitely does feel like enemy team Bard when Broken Blade, the heaviest member on G2, or rather strongest, is being drawn away, but T1, I see red. I see glory for them in a 2-0, and I see redemption after their crushing defeat against anyone's legend, as Doran is going in deep, but maybe a flanking angle. Lebrov's going to see him first, but it means they get onto Skumon. No problem. The pop away sends Doran closer to the EU tree. A cease and desist for Caps, who just went on a lovely stroll, but Owner decides to punch him in the face. Fair enough. I guess that's just society for you as T1 are going to look for an inner turret and topside. Faker disengaging against Broken Blade. Broken Blade can win this, but never mind. Against the unkillable Demon King who misses his ulti. Maybe not. Forward he goes. Good Zonyas, but there's an abscond. An abduct Tempered Fate. Keria saves the day. Only gets Faker, so G2 are waiting. He heals with a Kingslayer. He still doesn't die. You cannot step to Faker and expect to live to talk about tomorrow. He survives, and T1 outclass.
I mean, they are actually unkillable in this game. Faker can do whatever he wants. He's got Zonyas, he's got Tempered Fate, he's got the Redemption, and he's diving the most fed member on G2 by himself. But he's got his whole team right behind him, and even though Broken Blade's ahead, it's not nearly enough.
It's a masterclass from the unkillable Demon King as Despair starts creeping in for G2. As we get the pro view here, really well played here. Flash W to guarantee the damage, keeping the E until after this. Looks for the E here onto Broken, but now the Tempered Fate is the crucial point, and he still has that Zonyas. He can still play aggressive, and here he lands a beautiful chain onto Ansama, threading the needle, and just goes in, and Carnage follows wherever he goes.
I feel like Operation Keep President Faker Alive was a success, but then again, the president kind of did a lot of that himself. It's a masterclass. 5k damage from Faker, and yes, he is still not dead, but I think more importantly, I can't believe Doran is that relevant this game. It just shows you the rest of T1 picking up the slack, but even Doran in team fights, and a Gwen that's scaling, is doing a lot now too.
And that was kind of the end result of T1 realizing, wait, if we just match Faker with Broken Blade, all our words disappear as...
And they jump into him. He flashes away. Faker takes away on the hunt, really nice. Gets out of the Nature's Grasp from Skumon. Now the Guma's here as well. The range will start ensuing. Doran ready to follow in with the level 16 Needlework as Lebrov gets AoE shocked. Keria, a Cosmic Binding, a Tempered Fate at the ready. It doesn't matter, they don't need it. They're going to cease and desist and stop G2 from getting closer to third place. As 3 members left alive, the flash now comes in. Tempered Fate finally used, and on the spot, the Chain Lash abscond abduct from Faker is gorgeous. T1, they didn't come in a strong way, but they're going to make sure they go out as well as they could. MSI beat down, they came second, they came close, but here, while they won't be able to revisit Gen G, they'll be able to remind the West who their father is. T1, your third place at EWC, are still styling.
Props to them for waking up here in this best of 3 and absolutely stomping them out in a couple of games in a row. T1 are back as the victors, at least for this matchup. G2 having some good moments for sure, but they were not able to step up, and in recent times, G2 just can't get it done against T1. T1 are indeed on top of them, and there wasn't much they could do today. Finn, what did you think about G2's performance today?
I mean, as you say, Valdez, while T1 came in and showed domination, I still think G2 was able to trade blow for blow sometimes, but it felt like T1 was just inevitable. They were slowly creeping into more and more dominating positions on the map, and Faker just being like a ticking time bomb this game. He was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It was G2's plan, I think they were attacking Dorn a lot, and that was really working out for them. But the moment they put Faker into Broken Blade, and that venue of attack disappeared for G2, that's when the map kind of started falling apart, and it was really hard for G2 to get a single hand into the game.
I mean, again, you could say hands diff is like a baseline, but the intelligence from T1, you talk about matching lanes, I feel like Carrier's ability to sync up with Owner throughout that whole game was incredible. It's part of the reason why T1 are just so clean with their players now. I'm told that there's an interview on stage, so we're going to hand it over after T1's dominant third place victory.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We are back on stage after a clean win from T1 against G2, 2-0, locking the third place. I have Kyria with me for our Amazon winner interview. First, Kyria, congratulations on the win. My first question to you, it's not the trophy that you wanted, but it was a statement finish. So how would you reflect on this very long week?
일단 캐리어 선수 승리 축하드리고요. 일단 첫 번째 질문은 아쉽게도 우승은 놓치셨지만 그래도 이제 3위로 이제 유종의 비를 좀 거두시게 됐어요. 그래서 이번 주에 여정에 대해서 좀 얘기를 해주신다면 어떨까요?
일단 이번 주에 저희가 또 MSI를 바로 하고 와가지고 좀 쉽지 않은 일정이었는데 그래도 더 잘할 수 있었다고 생각하는데 좀 잘 못한 것 같아서 그런 부분이 아쉬운 것 같고 개인적으로 많이 아쉬운 것 같습니다.
Yeah, it's been a tough week that we went straight over to EWC after MSI, so it wasn't easy preparing for it. But that being said, we should have brought it more to our overall performance, so I think that's a bummer that we couldn't bring it.
Absolutely. So you and Gumayushi have entertained everyone in this series. Everyone can commend what you did in that game. So how are you and Gumayushi working together so far after all these years being together with T1?
이제 또 구마유시 선수와 정말 오랫동안 또 듀오를 이뤄서 정말 또 많은 업적을 또 이루시게 됐는데 구마유시 선수와의 이런 좀 듀오 생활이 좀 어땠는지도 한번 얘기를 좀 해주시죠.
일단 뭐 지금까지 잘한 점도 많고 못한 점도 많지만은 그래도 또 앞으로 더 잘할 수 있을 거라고 생각해서 이제 앞으로 더 잘할 수 있다고 생각합니다.
Yeah, there's been a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, but still, I think we can still put up more each other. So I think in that sense, I think we can still achieve more as a team.
Well, you and T1 fans have showed here at full force in this arena. So since this is the end of your journey in the Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends, what would you like to say to all of your fans right now?
이제 또 마지막 경기까지 이렇게 또 관객석을 정말 가득 메워주신 팬분들이 또 이렇게 오셨는데 EWC 이제 마지막까지 함께 해주신 모든 팬분들을 향해서 한번 마지막으로 말씀해 주시죠.
일단 또 멀리까지 직접 현장에 와주신 팬분들도 너무 감사하고 또 이제 집에서 또 보시는 팬분들도 많으실 텐데 좀 저희가 좀 아쉬운 성적이긴 하지만 그래도 또 그래도 또 당장 한국 가서 또 경기가 있기 때문에 더 이제 이 대회들을 통해서 더 발전하는 모습 보여드릴 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you for all the fans came for us for a long way to cheer for us. I know it's a very long way, but it's been very grateful. And also thank you for all the fans watching over the TV. And I think it's a bummer that we couldn't bring it our overall performance, but there is another game coming in the LCK, so we'll try our best to be in our developed form.
Well, good luck to you and your future endeavors, and congratulations once again on behalf of the Esports World Cup. We would like to present to you the key frame with the bronze heart to cement your win as third place at the Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends alongside $230,000 and 500 championship points.
네, 이제 3위를 기념하는 이제 브론즈 모양의 키프레임을 이제 수여하시겠고 상금 23만 달러와 함께 T1의 3위를 기념하는 또 이 메달을 드리겠습니다.
Now we will go to Kitty with a Broken Blade, waiting for our exit interview. Take it over.
This is the post-game interview of G2 versus T1. By my side, Broken Blade. So once again, you meet the same fate versus T1, where you will always get the shorter end of the stick. So what do you have for reflections today?
I think we didn't play as good as we did yesterday, honestly. I think if we did, we could have gone out with victory today. Obviously, T1 played great. They played mechanically very, very good. it's a bit sad to go out this way, you know, especially 2-0. I feel like we didn't put up a fight the way we wanted to, so it's a bit frustrating, but.
And in our previous interview, I know that G2's goal has always been to overcome the Eastern teams, and you guys were able to beat BLG, unfortunately falling short to T1. So what will it mean next time when you will face them at the international stage?
I think we've shown a huge improvement from the last international tournament, which was MSI, and I'm looking forward for the next one. Hopefully, we will qualify for it very soon, coming in Summer Split, where we will take the title for the first time this year. So.
Thank you, BB. And of course, one last word for the G2 fans as G2 exits the Esports World Cup.
Sorry?
One last word to the fans as you guys leave Esports World Cup.
Thank you guys for coming.
G2 gave it their best, but it was T1 coming out on top 2-0 in this third place match at the Esports World Cup. $230,000 going the way of T1, $160,000 going the way of G2. Fourth place, great experiences, great international experience and matches, and they'll go back to the LEC with greater knowledge on what may or may not